about it. And at the time, I was like, okay, great. Saba or Safta, that's my dad's parents, because they didn't know I wasn't around them too much, right? This woman is in some underground, like she was in charge of bringing all the Jewish people to Israel, right? So unbeknownst to me at the time, how valuable that piece of information is. Why is it valuable? Well, it's valuable because that was according to some information that I got today. That stuff's not even written in books about specifically what happened in regards to how Israel became to break free, and about how the process was, about how it happened. That's not written anywhere. As you can only find so much information, because not all the information is written down. It's passed down and it gets jumbled around, right? So
Thank you.
so my dad as a kid, his parents lived that life. I remember when we were 16, fast forward to a brief memory, we were 16 in Israel, in this famous museum that you got to see pictures of my grandparents, who we called Saba and Safta, right? And Aaron and Sarah, I got to see pictures of them with the prime minister in Israel, right? Because they were doing all this stuff. That was monumental, right? Monumental. So as I was reading all this stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, because this is just stuff that you can't, okay? Like his, just to briefly give you one example, he saw his parents robbing. In order to buy guns and machine guns, they had to rob stuff, right? They robbed like diamond exchanges. His parents they robbed banks. Like, that's crazy stuff. 10 years old, at 10 years old, he's got when I was 10, I was given a can of a glue brush and anti-British printouts to put on the walls, anywhere we could. And this, of course, was done at night. More and more, yeah, So hearing about this hidden group, right? His parents left Poland and Palestine under British mandate. Like, this is history. I'm not going to read any more on this first page, but that was his upbringing as a child was just being passed around, family. If his parents didn't want him, they were divorced. They were. It was rough. They abused him. Okay, physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse. This is stuff he didn't want to talk about. Okay, so that's the kind of life he had as a kid. So when you hear my brother say, oh, well, how, right? How can a person go through all of that and come out loving people? Not just loving people, loving, what was the word you used yesterday or a few days ago? Fiercely. I know the word. Fiercely. My dad fiercely loved his family. He fiercely protected his sons. He fiercely gave everything he did for his family, right? I feel your pain. I get it. He fiercely lived for his family. But his upbringing, age 13, you know what his gift, his wish was to his parents at age 13? I want to join this private Etzel group. I want to join the underground. The brainwash, look at what we're taught, right? I just want to, right, I want to feel love. He had one birthday party at 6 years old. Outside of that, he didn't have one until 13. The only reason he had one at 13 is because he joined this stupid group. Not a stupid group, I'm just, words coming out. So, gosh, can you imagine getting a gift for your birthday? And let's say this was when he was 6, okay? A bicycle, and your dad gets on it, and he rides it, and it breaks, and you tell him not to get on it. So, he had one, he never had anything. He would bury money in the ground Like, you guys have heard these stories. This is not, I'm talking to some family, right? But this is, can you imagine? Can you imagine going and burying some money so that you can go buy a piece of candy at a later date? When? Who knows? Whenever he's got enough money. You know? So, you know, that was hearing this and reading this is